Well, later today, a landmark civil rights case is set to be argued before the Supreme Court. Justices will hear a Texas case that could make it easier or harder to hold police officers accountable for using excessive force. The case revolves around a deadly officer-involved shooting of a black man back in 2016. It was captured on a patrol car dash cam. A warning, the video we are about to play is disturbing.
It shows the moments before a Harris County deputy shot and killed 24-year-old Ashtian Barnes after pulling him over during a routine traffic stop. Take a look. Barnes appears to drive away shortly after the deputy opened the door to his car. Central to the outcome of this case, exactly what happened during those seconds prior to his killing, and an evaluation of something that's called the moment of threat doctrine.
For more on this, let's bring in NBC News senior Supreme Court reporter Lawrence Hurley. Lawrence, thanks for joining us. So, it seems there's more to this story than what we're just able to see or hear in that dash cam video. Walk us through what allegedly happened in 2016 and tell us why Barnes was pulled over in the first place.
Right. So as you said, this started out as a routine traffic stop. The officer received information that the car that Barnes was driving had some outstanding toll violations because this incident took place on a toll road. So he pulled him over as a routine traffic stop. It started out kind of normal. They asked questions, and then it sort of started to go astray when the officer asked for driving license, and Barnes said he didn't have it on him, said it might be in the trunk of the car. And then things escalated when Barnes, according to the officer, then restarted the car and started to drive off. And then the officer jumped up on the car door sill as the car was moving, and then he fired his gun twice into Barnes and killed him at the scene. So that's what the facts are before the Supreme Court.
Yeah, and I guess the facts before the grand jury. At the time, the grand jury didn't find enough evidence to indict the deputy, Roberto Felix, with murder or any assault charges. The separate civil rights claim was dismissed based on what's called this moment of threat doctrine. Tell us what that is, and then why the Supreme Court is taking up this case now, nearly a decade later.
Right, so as we're looking back at that video, the key issue here is, what does a court have to assess when they're deciding whether the officer used excessive force? The moment of the threat doctrine, which has been applied in some courts, including the one that decided this case, says that only the moment when the officer actually decided to use force is the key moment to be assessed, and they decided there was no excessive force. But even some of the judges who decided this below said that although they were bound by that precedent, they actually thought that if you considered some of the previous moments going back a bit further, including the officer's decision to jump onto the sill of the car, instead of just de-escalating the situation and allowing Barnes to just drive off because there was no evidence that he was armed or a danger to anyone, that should be taken into account as well. So the Supreme Court's going to be deciding whether the courts have to kind of consider all those preceding moments before the moment of the force is used. And if that is the case, then that would be a significant win for the plaintiffs.
I mentioned as we were coming to talk to you, Lawrence, it can make this easier or harder in certain cases. What do legal experts think that this impact could be on other cases when police officer misconduct is involved?
Yeah, one thing to note is that it's extremely difficult for any plaintiffs to ever win these cases, partly because of the defense called qualified immunity, which we've heard a lot about over recent years. But this case could remove at least one obstacle to people being allowed to bring these claims, which would allow the case to move forward and potentially lead to new precedent that says that officers in that situation should be on notice that they can't do that kind of conduct and that they could be lose future civil rights lawsuits and not be protected by qualified immunity if they do it again in the future. So in that sense, it's quite significant.
Lawrence Hurley, thank you so much.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.